Hey Fairweather Star Wars fans, did you forget that The Mandalorian is back for Season 3? That's okay, so did we. And everybody else. You need to prove you're a Star Wars fan in a hurry? Then head down to your local discount thrift or outlet store where you'll find no shortage of Baby Yoda merchandise. Get your instant Star Wars collection today so you can convince your friends that you've loved Star Wars all along. And thanks to the mismanagement and devaluing of the brand by Kathleen Kennedy, it's never been cheaper.
Yes, of course.
And for the more adventurous and frugal Star Wars fans, and by frugal, we mean cheap, you can always try to find that Funko landfill. Don't miss The Mandalorian Season 3 on Disney+. Assuming that you care enough to still pay for it.
Mandalorian Season 3 premiere numbers show sign of Star Wars fatigue. Oh no, it's worse than that. Hi, I'm Mecca. Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Rob off camera.
I'm off camera too because it's rainy and yucky out. This is like an official article. This is one that used to show for Star Wars. These people used to kiss the butt. These are the people who are like, Solo lost money and it's a good thing. Pretty much all of these article writers, now they're saying, hey, Star Wars fatigue, Star Wars fatigue. Is it because Bob Iger admitted that they have Star Wars fatigue?
It's okay now to say it.
It's okay to say it. Well, it's even worse than Star Wars fatigue. This is the worst one of all of them. Mandalorian Season 3 viewership reportedly lower than Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Book of Boba Fett.
Ooh, that's bad.
It's the worst of all. That's all of the ones that they have, right? They only had 3 of them?
Well, there was
Book of Boba Fett,
Obi-Wan,
and the Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, 3 seasons.
Why do I think there's another one?
Because we're forgetting one, aren't we? She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. No, that's another one.
That has nothing to do with Star Wars, but it might as
Might
well.
as well at this point.
It's all Disney Plus. Oh, stonks. What's this meme that they're doing here? By the Bespin Bulletin. Okay. They're begging for money if you want to. Well, hey, I need to beg for money too. If you like this content, please support us here at the channel because we comb through hours and hours and countless articles to find you the most entertaining stuff. And we promise we won't whip anything out you don't want to see here. The Mandalorian Season 3 viewership is kaplooey. It's kaput.
This parrot is no more.
So, no, that's not true. What is it?
No, it is some, but it is not more.
It is no more. Do their friends call it no more?
Their enemies call it no more. And if their enemies are if their enemies are calling it no more, then that's a good thing. Their phone plan is working. The call block feature is very effective.
Is it any wonder why they're losing viewership? I mean, they're not that good, are they anymore? It's okay to admit it.
Well, if they had started with The Mandalorian, then things would be a lot different.
They did start with the Mandalorian. Well, on Disney Plus, though. No, you're talking about instead of the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's the big problem here is that all roads lead to the sequel trilogy. No matter what the stupid rumors say. I mean, unless here's the thing though, and even if let's pretend the rumors were true that if they were gonna have some big, conflict between the states behind the scenes of the freaking Lucasfilm with Jon Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni all at each other's throats and one person wants one thing and one person wants another thing. It's not going to erase the sequel trilogy from my memory. It's not going to have that little Men in Black.
Yeah, I still saw it.
Mind-wipey thing. So whatever false hope people are selling, I ain't buying because I'm not an idiot, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have this sort of need to have Star Wars repaired at the expense of, what? I don't know, being strung along for a few years on some bad shows, because that's really all this is. These are just no more than a few bad shows to fill a streamer. We're oversaturated with crap. They're throwing every version of everything out there. Mm-hmm. Remember when they brought back the Brady Bunch for the Brady Variety Hour? That's what they're doing with these properties now. Who cares at this point?
This is the Salacious Crumb Variety Hour.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, Star Wars, the holiday special is still a thing that exists, too. Yeah. I mean, are these any better or worse than the holiday special at this point?
Come on, faster all together now. Cooking can be fun.
holiday special still has its charm, though.
Does it? Well, these have their charm too. I mean, Baby Yoda's adorable.
Yeah. Well, but the cuteness of Baby Yoda is kind of worn off. I mean, that's the thing.
And nobody stays dead in Disney Star Wars. That's another one. Everybody comes back. Everybody's... I'm tired of it.
Just like me, Reva. I came back several times.
Because Disney. I mean, this is really the departure point, I guess, in the
jumping off point, yeah. Well,
because I think a lot of it is like you kind of want to roast Star Wars a little bit, and you kind of want to, like we were right. We were saying these weren't that good. Like we've been telling you, or the people, whoever will listen. It's not like you guys, but we've been telling the people that no, they're not that great. And then people get on Twitter and argue, yes it is. These are the best ones ever, and you have to. But then you get the other people who are like, well, you can't support it. You can't even watch it or talk about it or else.
They're good, not great.
They're all right.
That's the thing. The Mandalorian might have a weak spot in its proverbial Beskar armor since the Season 3 premiere has put it in lower than expected streaming numbers, possibly proving signs of Star Wars fatigue.
Well, I think a lot of it happened when they decided to get rid of Baby Yoda at the end of Season 2. Mm-hmm. Had him go off, I know Grogu, go off with Uncle Luke, and then... they realized, oh crap, our cash cow is Baby Yoda. They overproduced a bunch of Baby Yoda merchandise, and now nobody wants it. Now it's all in thrift stores everywhere, in landfills.
Yeah.
And they overcorrected too much, and they went in too hard, too much, too... Like seriously, do you need a wall of Baby Yoda Funkos?
No.
Nobody needs that.
No. The Star Wars spin-off series, which helped Disney launch Disney Plus back in 2019, reached the top of the streaming viewership charts based on trends collected from Samba TV, as reported via The Wrap. But there's cause for concern. While The Mandalorian Season 3 premiere, episode chapter 17, The Apostate, topped Andor's September 21st premiere by 50%. Andor, that's the one we're forgetting.
Yeah, I knew there was another one. See, they're so memorable, you can't even remember them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that guy with the thing. Yeah, that's all we know.
He walked around,
yeah, crossed the border illegally, killed 2 guys, yeah.
Yeah, then they chased him down, the Federales chased him.
Top Andor's premiere by 50%. It actually trailed fellow Star Wars offering Obi-Wan Kenobi's opener by 28%, and in a closer number, the Book of Boba Fett by 2%. Yeah, but those were 2 established characters that people had high hopes for, and those hopes were quickly dashed at how bad those series were. So that's not really an apples to apples comparison. 2 years after December 2020's dramatic Season 2 finale, featuring Luke Skywalker's return, The Mandalorian's underwhelming premiere numbers have analysts speculating that viewers are starting to have enough of the galaxy far, far away. Well, you went too strong. You went too hard in the paint with everything. You shot your load very quickly, in other words.
Between that and just the argumentative article posting, the anti-fan movements between people in Lucasfilm, between, the bot accounts, between some of the writers who are writing these books, it leaves a whole nasty taste in your mouth just by somebody who doesn't get on social media and talk about any of this stuff. If you're just kind of a casual, normal Star Wars fan, you get out, and this is what happened with me with Star Trek too. You get on social media to kind of talk about it and say, hey, these aren't any good anymore, or I really liked that one, or whatever your opinion might be of them.
Yeah.
And you get an onslaught of, you're wrong, here's why you're wrong, here's everything you've ever done wrong in your life and why you're useless as a human being, for your opinion. So a lot of people are tired of that, of dealing with that crap. With inflation and the economy and all of this crap, I mean, nobody wants to deal with these properties, these fandoms, these franchises, these entertainment properties with any of it. It's like, you know what? I can just turn this crap off and I don't have to deal with the headache, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, it says here that Bob Iger is blaming too much too soon. Additionally, Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill, expressed concern about the abundance of Star Wars content. Well, that's another problem, is that we went 16 years without Star Wars, and then it came back. Didn't come back all that well, but it came back with the prequel trilogy. So I mean, but now we've got Star Wars every week. Listen, as much as I love Star Wars, it's a bit much.
And it's all bad too. Like, it's either mediocre or bad.
Yeah.
Because Force Awakens was arguably mediocre when it came out. People seemed to like it. It could have gone either way. If it had gone great on The Last Jedi, we wouldn't be talking about this right now.
I bought into this. I bought into The Force Awakens. I bought into it.
Yeah, there's plenty of people who did, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And then it quickly fell off a cliff. A cliff.
Might as well have been a cliff. Rose Tico crashed through the freaking casino.
Proving all that she proved was that the stereotype of Asians being bad drivers.
That's because what's his name is an istophobe.
After release of Star Wars Episode X, that's Episode X.
Yeah.
The Rise of Skywalker. Future projects were regulated to Disney. See, that's wrong. Were relegated, not regulated. Relegated. Proofread your stuff. Relegated to Disney Plus, beginning with The Mandalorian, with a return to form as a George Lucas-inspired space western and intense popularity of Grogu/Baby Yoda. The Mandalorian gained 5.42 billion minutes of viewing time in Season 1. That's a lot of viewing. Mm-hmm. While Season 2 was the most watched streaming series in the U.S., yet it was followed in 2022 by the Book of Boba Fett, or Book of Bobby Feet as we call it, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, each of which achieved finale numbers representing increases in viewership compared to the finale of The Mandalorian Season 2. But they were terrible. That's the other thing. They were terrible.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It's not so much Star Wars fatigue, but it's bad stuff fatigue. Bad Star Wars fatigue.
Or mediocre even.
Mediocre.
Like I think I'm harsher on it because I'm like, at this point in time, I expect something a lot better if I'm gonna be signing up for a streaming service for it.
Well, the other thing too is it's supposed to be Star Wars. If it has the name Star Wars, there's the promise of being something bigger, something better, not just some schlock they just churn out. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, here's something dumb on a green screen that was filmed in an afternoon, like the Hayden Christensen Obi-Wan Kenobi stuff. Yeah. Oh, that was so rushed and looked just the de-aging was awful in that.
Mm-hmm. While the reason for The Mandalorian's early Season 3 viewership slide remains subjective, a contingent of fans feels it now looks weak compared to the complex storytelling of Andor. What complex storytelling? What complex story? He meets people.
Oh, this is the one that they said Andor was too good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this article. Can we click on that one?
Yeah, we can.
They were saying Andor was too good.
Andor ruined The Mandalorian. Star Wars fans can't enjoy the... What? The Mandalorian was boring. Listen, I'm going to say it right now. Andor was boring.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. He walked around.
It was a very shaky camera to watch. He was very hard to understand with his accent. I had to turn on the closed captioning.
He shows up somewhere. He helps a bunch of people. They die. He moves on to the next group of people he has to help. That was Andor.
Well, he killed a couple of people at the beginning, and then they chased him, rightfully so.
What happened
to those little kids? Did they get those kids off the planet?
I guess.
Remember those Lord of the Flies kids? What happened to them?
I don't remember. One of them was him.
No.
One of them was supposed to be him.
No.
Yeah.
They were on that planet.
No, one of them was supposed to be him.
But he's
a long time ago. But the other thing, they made him look like a badass when he shoots those two guys, and then he just spends the rest of the time running away like a little
scared rat somewhere in a corner, hiding from everything. Oh.
You never got the impression that he was a dangerous person. Mm-mm. And then he's chased by Discount Kyle MacLachlan, who eats blue Cocoa Puffs with his mother.
While she yells at him. Just what I want in Star Wars. Some overbearing stereotype of a Jewish mother trope.
Kyle, why don't you call Uncle Hollow? See if he's got a place for you.
But Mom, I have to go and chase Cassie and Andor.
All right. Mom, I'm just your mother. What do I know? I know is that I'm trying to help. That's all.
Mom, shut up! I'm trying to hit on this lady at work.
Oh, that nice girl with the teeth and the Empire. Oh,
shut up, Mom.
You can do better.
Mom, I'm a 45-year-old virgin. You won't let me go out on any dates.
Let me tell you, you want to go on a date, Matt? The planet blew up. Where you gonna go?
That's Andor.
That's Andor. That's Andor in a nutshell.
Whiny Kyle MacLachlan as a teenage girl.
Yeah, the only American in the show was Kyle MacLachlan. Yeah, and he was the bad guy.
And he wasn't Kyle MacLachlan. He just looks like him.
Discount Kyle MacLachlan.
We didn't bother to learn his name.
He could remove his story arc and it wouldn't make a difference.
Oh, but he was so important.
Blue Cocoa Puffs. There you go.
See, I can't enjoy Star Wars anymore because I just don't. Maybe I just don't like Star Wars.
It's a parody of itself now.
Cause see, I liked Yoda and I liked R2-D2 and that was fun.
The stuff where the Star Wars where Yoda lifts the X-wing out of the swamp and Luke is staring in disbelief. I don't believe it. That's just why you fail. That's Star Wars. Where Luke gets a hand lopped off.
See, if this were really Star Wars, if Mandalorian were really Star Wars, Amy Sedaris would be some sort of Jedi freaking Force Master. Wouldn't she?
Not somebody running a
back
alley repair shop.
The back alley repair shop, shacking up with Jawas. That is why Star Wars fails, because you're not letting me write it. Let me write it and I might make it better. Maybe, I don't know. I certainly wouldn't have Cassian Andor creeping around hallways and Baby Yoda doing absolutely nothing while getting carried around by The Last of Us 2. When's Abby come and get him? When's Abby come and get Joel the Mando?
Season 2.
Well, we're already in season 3. Anyway, I'm Mecca.
I'm Rob off camera.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
Humorous, quite humorous, yes.
Droll, very droll, yes.